Ethan Vale had everything people claimed they wanted: wealth, power, and a reputation that stretched across the tech world. Yet, on Thanksgiving morning, his mansion felt like the emptiest place on earth. While the rest of the country filled their homes with laughter, Ethan's halls echoed only with the sounds of automated systems and distant city noise. He tried to distract himself by reviewing the progress of his latest AI project, but even that felt hollow today. His assistant had insisted he take the day off, reminding him that humans needed rest, even billionaires. Ethan scoffed at the idea of holidays, but deep down, he knew why he couldn't sit still. Thanksgiving reminded him of the family he no longer had. Late in the afternoon, as he walked toward the entrance hallway to retrieve a package he was expecting, he froze. The mansion's doorbell had rung, but not with the crisp chime of his high-tech system. It was softer, almost hesitant. When he opened the door, he didn't see a delivery drone or staff. Instead, he saw something that made his breath catch: a baby, wrapped in a faded yellow blanket, placed carefully in a wicker basket. Cold air brushed against the child's tiny face, and the infant stirred, letting out a small, confused whimper. Ethan's heart, something he long assumed had gone numb, thundered painfully inside him. He knelt down slowly, as if afraid the moment would vanish if he moved too fast. There was a note tucked into the blanket. His fingers trembled slightly as he lifted it. "Please take care of him. You're the only one he's safe with." That was it. No name, no explanation, nothing that made sense. Ethan stood frozen, the world suddenly tilted, as if someone had cut the strings that held everything together. He looked down at the child again, who blinked up at him with wide, curious eyes. This can't be real," Ethan whispered. But it was. And against every logical instinct he had, he picked up the baby. The warmth was immediate, fragile, and alive. A billion-dollar mind could not solve the sudden surge of emotion crashing through him. Who would leave a baby at his doorstep? And why did the note say he was the only safe option? Before he could process anything else, his mansion's security alarm began to beep urgently. Motion detected near the perimeter walls. Someone had been here. Someone who didn't want to be seen. And Ethan suddenly realized this wasn't just a baby. It was the beginning of something that would change his life forever. Ethan rushed inside, carrying the baby with both caution and urgency. The mansion door sealed behind him, and he immediately checked the security feed. Rows of screens lit up, showing every corner of his vast estate. But the figure who left the baby behind was nowhere to be seen. Whoever they were, they knew how to avoid detection too well. He turned his attention back to the infant, who was now staring up at him with round, unblinking eyes. Ethan had faced billion-dollar crises, government negotiations, even shareholders ready to tear him apart, but he had never felt so unprepared in his life. He gently placed the baby on the living room couch, surrounding him with cushions for support. "Okay." "Hey there," Ethan whispered awkwardly. "I'm Ethan. And you? Clearly can't tell me anything." The baby responded with a soft coo. Ethan exhaled deeply and picked up the note again. "You're the only one he's safe with." It didn't make sense. Why him? He wasn't exactly known for kindness or warmth. Most people saw him as cold and emotionally unavailable, and most days he didn't argue. He scanned the handwriting. Smooth, controlled. Someone educated, careful, desperate. His phone buzzed suddenly. It was his head of security, Ronan, checking in because of the perimeter alert. "Sir, we detected movement. Do you want me to send a patrol team?" Ronan asked. Ethan hesitated. Involving too many people could put the baby at risk, if the note was to be believed. "No," Ethan replied. "False alarm. I'll handle it." Ronan sounded surprised but didn't question him. When the call ended, Ethan focused on the child again. He needed help. So he turned to the only person he trusted outside work, Maya, a pediatric doctor, and one of the few people who treated him like a human rather than a bank account. He dialed her number. "Ethan, you're calling me on a holiday?" she teased. "I need you here," he said, more urgently than intended. "It's serious." Maya arrived within 30 minutes. The moment she stepped into the mansion and saw the baby, her jaw dropped. "You didn't tell me your emergency was a whole child," she exclaimed. Ethan ran a hand through his hair. "He was left at my door." Maya checked the infant quickly. Breathing, weight, temperature. "He's healthy," she said. "A few months old. Whoever had him took good care of him." "Who would leave a baby to me?" Ethan asked. Maya shrugged. "People do strange things when they're scared." He showed her the note. Her expression shifted instantly. Concern, curiosity, a hint of fear. "Maya, what do I do?" Ethan asked quietly. She looked at him, really looked at him. "For now, keep him safe. Whoever left him didn't choose you by accident." Before Ethan could respond, the baby suddenly reached out and grabbed Ethan's finger with surprising strength. Something warm and unfamiliar moved inside Ethan's chest. Maya smiled softly. "Looks like he's already chosen you too." But outside the mansion, a pair of eyes watched from the tree line, silent, hidden, waiting. That night, Ethan barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, the same questions circled like restless ghosts. Who left the baby? Why him? And why did someone feel the child would only be safe with a man who barely understood his own emotions? The baby slept peacefully in a guest room that Ethan had quickly transformed. Dim nightlights, soft blankets, Maya's instructions fresh in his mind. Ethan checked on him every hour, pretending it was caution, though deep down he knew it was something else, something protective. By early morning, Ethan decided he needed answers. He reviewed the security footage again, frame by frame, looking for anything: footprints, shadows, distortions. Something caught his attention. At the far edge of the property, near the tree line, a faint blur flickered for half a second. Not enough detail to identify whoever it was, but enough to confirm one thing. Someone had been watching. As he leaned forward, trying to sharpen the frame, the baby's cry echoed through the mansion. Ethan rushed upstairs faster than he ever intended. The baby lay there, face scrunched, tiny fists flailing. "Hey, hey, it's okay," Ethan whispered, lifting him carefully. He didn't realize how natural the motion had become. Minutes later, the crying faded. The baby rested against him, tiny head leaning on his chest. Ethan felt something tighten inside him, fear perhaps, but also purpose. Downstairs, Maya arrived with a small bag of baby essentials. "I had a feeling you'd need these," she said, smiling as she placed diapers, bottles, and formula on the counter. Ethan gestured her toward the footage. "Someone was here, watching." Maya frowned deeply. "Ethan, this isn't normal. If someone left him here because he's in danger, you might be in danger too." He already knew that. But he also knew something else. Returning the baby to whoever wanted him hurt was not an option. As they talked, the doorbell rang, one loud, sharp chime. Ethan motioned for Maya to stay back and opened the door cautiously. A woman stood there, exhausted, pale, eyes full of fear. "Mr. Vale," she whispered, "you have something that belongs to me." Ethan's pulse spiked. Before he could speak, she raised her hands. "Please, I'm not here to take him. I'm here to warn you." Maya stepped forward. "Who are you?" The woman swallowed hard. "My name is Lila, and the baby. His name is Noah. I'm not his mother, but I was protecting him from the people who want him." Ethan's voice hardened. "Who?" Her eyes darted nervously. "People who think your new AI project holds the key to something powerful, something dangerous. And they believe the baby is connected to you. Ethan froze. Connected how? Lila stepped inside, shutting the door behind her. Because Noah's real mother trusted only one person to save him. She looked directly into Ethan's eyes. You. For a moment, Ethan could only stare at Lila. Her words felt impossible, unreal, yet something in her trembling voice told him she wasn't lying. He tightened his hold on Noah. Start from the beginning. Lila nodded, wiping her eyes. Noah's mother. Her name was Claire. She worked with the research division under your company, not the main labs, the private one, the one you rarely visit. Ethan's chest tightened. The off-grid research wing, the place where confidential experiments were handled. I know it. She discovered something, Lila continued. Something that could threaten powerful people. She tried to expose them, but before she could, she realized they were watching her. She didn't know who in the company she could trust, except one name. Ethan felt the world shrink around him. Mine? He asked quietly. She said you were the only one who ever questioned the board's motives, the only one who didn't chase power for its own sake. Ethan swallowed hard. He had barely known Claire beyond brief professional conversations, but she clearly knew him more deeply than he expected. Where is she now? Maya asked softly. Lila's voice broke. She didn't make it. They came for her. I barely escaped with Noah. I knew they'd track me. I knew I couldn't keep him safe. So I brought him here, to the one person she trusted. A silence washed over the room, heavy and suffocating. Ethan looked down at Noah, this tiny life wrapped in secrets, danger, and a mother's last hope. What do they want? Ethan asked. Lila hesitated before saying, Noah carries a genetic marker Claire discovered, something the research team wanted to exploit for advanced biometric encryption. If they get him, they could weaponize it. A surge of anger rose within Ethan. His company being used for something this monstrous? Unacceptable. Maya touched Ethan's arm. What are you going to do? He looked at both of them, then at Noah. His decision was immediate and absolute. I'm going to protect him, Ethan said, and I'm going to shut down every part of my company involved in this, permanently. Lila stared at him in disbelief. You'd risk everything? Ethan exhaled slowly. Everything I've built means nothing if I can't live with myself, or if this child gets hurt. As if sensing the resolve in his voice, Noah reached up and grabbed Ethan's shirt, his tiny grip strong, certain. That small touch sealed it. Within the next hours, Ethan contacted the few board members he trusted, exposed the secret project, and ordered a complete shutdown of the corrupt research division. Security teams loyal to him took control of the labs. Arrests were made, files destroyed, the danger extinguished. By evening, the mansion was finally quiet again, peaceful. Maya smiled at Ethan, who now rocked Noah gently. You know, she said, you're different when you're holding him. Ethan glanced down at the baby resting peacefully against him. Maybe he's the one changing me. Lila stepped closer. Thank you. Claire would be grateful. Ethan nodded softly. He has a home here, for as long as he needs one. Outside, the cold night gave way to the soft glow of Thanksgiving lights. Inside, for the first time in years, Ethan felt warmth, not from wealth or success, but from something real. A family he never expected, a child who saved him as much as he saved the child. And so, this Thanksgiving, Ethan Vale, the lonely billionaire, was lonely no more.